Weight loss solutions are not one size fits all. Hers makes it simpler to get started and stick with a weight loss plan, backed by expert-guided online care that puts your weight loss goals first. These include oral medication kits or compounded GLP-1 injections. Through Hers, pricing for oral medication kits start at just $69 a month for a 10-month plan when paid in full up front. No hidden fees, no membership fees. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hers brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. Reach your weight loss goals with help through Hers. Get started at forhers.com/4u to access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss plans. That's forhers.com/4u, forhers.com/4u. Paid for by Hims and Hers Health. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at forhers.com apply.
Podcast title: The Rise of Adult Cartoons and Why Tubi Movies Are Taking Over. Podcast host: Good Advice Giver Podcast. Participants: Male 1 Greg, Female 1 Sarah, Male 2 Marcus, Female 2 Jessica.
Greg, Male 1, welcome to the Good Advice Giver Podcast. I'm Greg, and today we're diving into the world of adult cartoons. Those shows that push the boundaries, make us laugh, and sometimes make us question everything. I'm talking about classics like South Park, Family Guy, The Boondocks, and others that have taken TV by storm. But a new player is rising fast in the streaming world, and it's Tubi Movies. We'll get into how Tubi is shaking things up in the entertainment industry. But first, let's talk about why adult cartoons have become such a staple in our culture. So, let's kick things off by acknowledging that adult cartoons like South Park, Family Guy, and The Boondocks are more than just edgy humor. Sure, they're hilarious and sometimes offensive, but there's something deeper going on here. These shows have a unique way of addressing real-world issues, whether it's political, social, or cultural, in a way that no live-action series can. They use satire and absurdity to shed light on real problems, and because they're animated, they have the freedom to exaggerate and stretch reality in ways that live-action shows can't. Take South Park, for example. It's been on the air for over 2 decades, and it's still as relevant as ever. Why? Because South Park has mastered the art of social commentary. They can take a complex issue, like internet culture, political polarization, or even the pandemic, and boil it down into 22 minutes of pure, unfiltered satire. And the thing about satire is that it allows people to laugh at things they might otherwise be uncomfortable discussing. One of the reasons adult cartoons have become so popular is that they don't hold back. They're not afraid to cross the line or offend certain groups. And while that might not sit well with everyone, it's part of what makes these shows so powerful. They're not just mindless entertainment. They're making statements, whether it's about politics, race, religion, or even pop culture. And in a world where everyone's so cautious about what they say, adult cartoons are a breath of fresh air. Look at Family Guy, for example. Seth MacFarlane has always been unapologetic about the show's humor, whether it's making fun of celebrities, politics, or even serious issues like disability and race. And while not every joke lands perfectly, Family Guy has remained a cultural icon because it's willing to take risks. That's a key element of adult cartoons. The freedom to experiment with different types of humor, whether it's dark, surreal, or just plain offensive. Then you have a show like The Boondocks, which takes a completely different approach. It's a cartoon that blends humor with deep social critique, particularly around issues of race and culture. Created by Aaron Magruder, The Boondocks explores the African-American experience in America through the eyes of 2 young brothers, Huey and Riley Freeman, who moved to a predominantly white suburb. The show's brilliance lies in its ability to tackle heavy issues, like systemic racism, police brutality, and the complexities of Black identity, with humor and sharp wit. What I find fascinating is how these shows have managed to stay relevant for so long. It's because they evolve with the times. The humor in South Park or Family Guy today is different from what it was 10 years ago. They've adapted to the changing political and cultural landscape, and that's part of why they've maintained such a loyal fan base. And let's not forget the generational appeal. Adult cartoons have a way of speaking to younger generations, but they also have something for older audiences. South Park came out in the late 90s, and people who were teens back then are still watching it today. But now, it's also capturing the attention of younger audiences who are discovering the show for the first time. Same with Family Guy. It's been around for over 20 years, but it's still pulling in new viewers. This brings me to the freedom of animation. Animation allows these shows to go places that live-action shows simply can't. They can create outlandish scenarios, caricature real-world figures, and push the limits of what's possible in storytelling. In South Park, the creators can throw in a giant talking towel or have characters go on an intergalactic adventure in the same episode, where they're addressing a real-world issue. That's the beauty of it. Animation offers a kind of creative freedom that live-action shows just don't have. Another interesting aspect is how adult cartoons like these have been able to influence pop culture in ways that go beyond TV. Think about how many times you've heard someone quote Family Guy or reference a South Park episode in a conversation. These shows have become cultural touchstones. They've given us characters and catchphrases that have transcended the TV screen, like Peter Griffin's laugh, Stewie's British accent, or Cartman's "Respect my authority." These moments become part of our everyday language, and that's something not every TV show can achieve. Now, let's shift gears and talk about why Tubi Movies is getting more and more attention. What does Tubi have to do with adult cartoons? Well, it's simple: accessibility. Tubi is offering a platform where people can watch their favorite shows, including some adult cartoons, for free. It's a service that's changing the way we consume content, especially in an era where people are tired of paying for multiple subscriptions. Tubi's rise in popularity is a testament to what people are looking for in a streaming platform today. It's not just about original content, it's about variety and value. Tubi offers a massive catalog of movies and shows that cater to all kinds of tastes, including those of us who love adult cartoons. And because it's free, more people are tuning in, especially as subscription fatigue sets in. You can watch an episode of The Boondocks or Family Guy without having to pay a dime. That's a big deal in today's market. So, why is Tubi taking over? Because it offers something that people want: free access to quality content. It's no longer just about having the biggest budget or the flashiest original shows. Tubi proves that people want variety, and they want it without the hefty price tag. As more people discover the platform, we're seeing Tubi's watch time increase, especially with viewers looking for nostalgia or niche content like adult cartoons. That's all from me, Greg. Don't forget to download today's episode of the Good Advice Giver podcast for more insights like this.
Sarah, female 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Good Advice Giver podcast. I'm Sarah, and I can't wait to dive deeper into this topic of adult cartoons and the rise of Tubi movies. Greg laid a solid foundation on why shows like South Park, Family Guy, and The Boondocks have such a powerful impact. Now, I want to explore how these shows have evolved and the cultural shifts they've triggered, all while weaving in the growing presence of Tubi movies. Let's start by acknowledging something important. Adult cartoons are more than just entertainment. They've evolved into platforms for social critique, satire, and commentary. When South Park first came on the scene in the late 90s, it was seen as this brash, controversial show that pushed every boundary. But what a lot of people didn't expect was the show's ability to remain relevant for more than 2 decades. That's largely because it addresses the current state of the world. The creators, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, are fearless in their approach, often turning around episodes within a week to make sure they're commenting on the latest events. They've created a legacy by not just entertaining, but also challenging viewers to think critically about what's happening around them. And this is where adult cartoons stand apart from other forms of entertainment. They're not confined by reality, so they can use absurdity and exaggeration to make powerful points about society. Family Guy takes a more random and offbeat approach to comedy, often cutting away to completely unrelated gags that still manage to tie back to the plot in some weird, hilarious way. But when you peel back the layers of its humor, you start to see the social commentary embedded within it, on topics like family dynamics, the role of media, and the absurdity of American culture. The Boondocks, on the other hand,
uses its platform to directly address issues like race relations, inequality, and the Black experience in America. Aaron McGruder's writing is sharp, and he doesn't hold back when it comes to tackling difficult subjects. What's brilliant about the Boondocks is that it uses humor to create a dialogue around these issues, allowing viewers to confront uncomfortable truths in a way that feels approachable. It's not preachy. It's funny but also poignant. Now, what's interesting to me is how adult cartoons have also carved out space for representation. For years, animation was seen as a medium primarily for children, and there weren't many shows that dealt with adult themes or showcased diverse characters. Shows like The Boondocks were a game-changer because they brought Black voices and Black experiences to the forefront in a way that hadn't been done before in mainstream animation. Even South Park and Family Guy have made strides in featuring more diverse characters, though they often do so through satire. Let's not forget that adult cartoons also have a unique ability to age with their audience. When Family Guy first aired in the late 90s, its viewers were mostly in their teens or early 20s. Now, those same viewers are adults, and they're still tuning in. These shows grow alongside their audience, adapting their humor and content to reflect the changing world and the shifting tastes of their fanbase. Speaking of shifting tastes, this brings me to Tubi movies and why it's becoming such a dominant force in the streaming world. Just as adult cartoons have evolved and remained relevant, Tubi is tapping into a growing demand for accessible, free content. One of the reasons Tubi is gaining more and more watch time is because it offers a massive library of content, including a lot of the shows we've been talking about. You can watch episodes of The Boondocks, Family Guy, and South Park without having to pay for a subscription, and that's a huge deal, especially for people who are looking to cut back on their streaming costs. What Tubi does so well is that it offers a little bit of everything. Whether you're in the mood for a classic adult cartoon or a cult horror film, Tubi has you covered. And because it's free, there's no barrier to entry. You don't have to worry about another monthly bill, which is appealing to people who are tired of juggling multiple subscriptions. Tubi's ad-supported model works because it feels like a throwback to traditional television. You get a few ads here and there, but they're not overwhelming, and they don't detract from the viewing experience. In fact, I think a lot of people are willing to sit through ads if it means they get free content. It's a trade-off that's becoming more and more appealing, especially as streaming services continue to raise their subscription prices. But the real genius of Tubi is how it's positioned itself as a platform for discovery. Just like how adult cartoons push the boundaries of storytelling and challenge conventions, Tubi offers viewers the chance to explore content they might not find on other platforms. Whether it's older shows, international films, or lesser-known series, Tubi gives you the feeling that you're always on the verge of discovering something new. And let's not overlook how Tubi taps into nostalgia. Many people are flocking to Tubi because it offers shows and movies they remember from their childhood or teen years, Family Guy, The Boondocks, South Park, and even older cartoons that paved the way for these shows. Nostalgia is a powerful driver, and Tubi knows how to leverage it by offering a treasure trove of content that spans generations. So, what's the takeaway here? Tubi is succeeding because it offers choice, variety, and value. Just like the adult cartoons we love, Tubi isn't confined by traditional rules. It's a platform that embraces diversity in its content offerings and gives people what they're looking for: free, high-quality entertainment. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to download today's episode of the Good Advice Giver podcast for more in-depth discussions like this one.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey there. Welcome to Good Advice Giver. First, we want to start by saying a massive thank you for tuning in today. Whether you're a long-time listener or you're joining us for the first time, we're truly grateful to have you here. We know you've got a lot of options when it comes to podcasts, so the fact that you're spending your time with us means the world. So thank you.
That's right. We're excited to have you with us because here on Good Advice Giver, we cover just about everything. Whether you're interested in sports, relationships, sex, money, finances, business, digital marketing, music, education, movies, comedy, or something else entirely, we've got it all. No topic is off limits here, and we dive deep into real, meaningful conversations that matter.
We've also got a mix of male and female hosts, so you're always getting a well-rounded perspective on every topic we cover, from business strategies to personal development. From car shopping to digital products like affiliate marketing, we bring a little bit of everything to the table. Our goal is to offer advice insights, and some laughs along the way to make sure you feel welcome and engaged, no matter what brought you here.
And it doesn't stop there. We're not just about giving great advice, we're about action. On this podcast, we even sell products and services we believe in, from affiliate marketing opportunities to cars and more. So whether you're looking to boost your business or find practical ways to improve your everyday life, you're in the right place.
As always, we want you to stay connected with us. Be sure to download this episode so you can listen anytime, anywhere, whether you're commuting, working out, or just relaxing. And while you're at it, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. That's the best way to stay in the loop for upcoming episodes, behind-the-scenes content, and even giveaways.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're posting extra content there, including video podcasts and deep dive discussions you won't want to miss. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what topics you want to hear more about.
Lastly, check out the link below in the description for exclusive offers, resources, and more ways to connect with us. We're here for you, and we can't wait to bring you more valuable content. Thanks again for tuning in to Good Advice Giver. Let's get started.
Marcus, mail to. Welcome back to the Good Advice Giver podcast. I'm Marcus, and I'm excited to jump into this conversation about the rise of adult cartoons and Tubi movies. Greg and Sarah have already touched on some key points, so I'll take things a bit further, especially when it comes to how these shows are shaping our culture and how Tubi is disrupting the streaming landscape. When we talk about adult cartoons like South Park, Family Guy, and The Boondocks, we're talking about shows that have redefined what animation can do. Traditionally, animation was considered a genre for kids. It was bright, colorful, and simple, with clear moral lessons. But these adult cartoons flipped that narrative. Suddenly, you had animated shows that were raunchy, offensive, and full of social commentary. And people loved it. South Park, in particular, has been a game changer in this space. It was one of the first shows to push the limits of what was acceptable on TV. The creators, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, have never shied away from controversial topics. They've made fun of everyone and everything, from politicians to celebrities, and even entire countries. But what makes South Park special is that it's more than just shock value. It's smart. It's satire at its best. The show takes real-world issues and distills them into absurd, often ridiculous storylines that still somehow make you think. Family Guy, on the other hand, has always been more about random humor. Seth MacFarlane has this knack for throwing in completely unrelated cutaway gags that, while seemingly pointless, add to the show's charm. It's the kind of humor that keeps you on your toes, because you never know what's coming next. But beneath all the randomness, Family Guy still manages to touch on deeper themes, like the absurdity of American suburbia or the role of media in our lives. Now, The Boondocks. That's a whole different level of adult cartoon. Aaron McGruder created a show that wasn't just about being funny. It was about making a statement. The show's satire on race, politics, and the black experience in America is unmatched. What I appreciate about The Boondocks is how it uses humor as a tool to talk about serious issues. Whether it's episodes about the election of Obama, the influence of hip-hop culture, or the role of Uncle Ruckus as a caricature of internalized racism. The Boondocks is a cartoon that demands your attention differently. But let's talk about how these shows fit into the larger landscape of entertainment. Adult cartoons have this unique ability to remain relevant. They adapt to the times, and because they're animated, they can address topical issues in ways that live-action shows can't. Look at South Park. They can create an episode in just a week, which means they can tackle current events almost in real time. That's why the show has been on the air for so long, because it's always fresh, always topical, and always willing to say what other shows won't. The same goes for Family Guy. While the show's humor is more timeless, Seth MacFarlane and his team are constantly tweaking the show to stay relevant. Whether it's updating references to reflect the current political climate or making fun of the latest trends in pop culture, Family Guy has this ability to stay in the conversation, even after all these years. This brings me to Tubi movies. Why is Tubi growing so rapidly, especially in terms of watch time? Well, just like adult cartoons, Tubi is offering something different. It's free, it's accessible, and it gives viewers a chance to explore content that isn't necessarily the latest blockbuster. People are starting to realize that they don't need to pay for 5 different streaming services just to get their entertainment fix. Tubi is giving them what they want for free. One of the things that makes Tubi stand out is its library of content. It's vast and diverse. You've got everything from classic films to niche genres, and yes, even some of the adult cartoons we've been talking about today. Tubi is filling a gap in the market that a lot of the big players have overlooked. While Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime are all focused on original content, Tubi is giving viewers a chance to watch older shows and movies that they might have missed or forgotten about. And that's where nostalgia comes into play. A lot of people are tuning into Tubi because it offers shows and movies that remind them of a different time. Whether it's watching reruns of Family Guy or discovering older animated series, Tubi taps into that sense of nostalgia that so many of us crave. It's like flipping through channels on a Saturday afternoon and stumbling upon an old favorite. But it's not just about nostalgia. Tubi is also attracting new audiences because it offers variety. Unlike other platforms that are hyper-focused on specific genres or original programming, Tubi has something for everyone. Whether you're into adult cartoons, indie films, or even international content, Tubi has it all. And because it's free, there's no pressure to stick with one thing. You can hop around, discover new shows, and explore genres you might not have considered before. Another key point is accessibility. With so many streaming services out there, it's easy to get overwhelmed by subscription fees. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, HBO Max, they all cost money. And before you know it, you're spending more on streaming than you did on cable. Tubi is completely free, and that's a huge draw for people who are looking to cut down on expenses without sacrificing entertainment. The ad-supported model is another aspect of Tubi's success. While some people might balk at the idea of watching ads, it's a small price to pay for free content. And let's be real, most of us grew up watching TV with commercials, so a few ads here and there aren't a big deal. Tubi's ad breaks are strategically placed, so they don't disrupt the flow of the show or movie. It's a lot like watching traditional TV, and for many viewers, that's not a bad thing. In conclusion, I think Tubi is on the rise because it offers something different from the competition. It's free, it's accessible, and it gives people the chance to explore a wide range of content without being locked into a subscription. Just like adult cartoons have carved out a unique space in the entertainment world, Tubi is doing the same in the streaming space. It's disrupting the traditional model, and I think we're going to see more and more people flock to the platform as they discover the value it offers. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to download today's episode of the Good Advice Giver podcast for more great insights.
Jessica, female 2. Welcome back to the Good Advice Giver podcast. I'm Jessica, and it's time to wrap up this amazing conversation about adult cartoons and Tubi movies. So far, Greg, Sarah, and Marcus have all made some excellent points about why shows like South Park, Family Guy, and The Boondocks have had such a lasting impact and how Tubi movies is shaking up the streaming industry. Now, let's dive a little deeper into why these adult cartoons are such cultural phenomena and how Tubi fits into this evolving media landscape. One of the first things I want to talk about is the freedom of expression that adult cartoons have. Animation in general offers creators a level of creative freedom that's hard to achieve with live-action shows. In a cartoon, you can do anything. You can have a talking dog like Brian in Family Guy or a sentient towel like Towley in South Park. You can go to space, visit alternate realities, or parody real-world events in ways that live-action just can't compete with. What makes adult cartoons special, though, is how they use that freedom to push boundaries and challenge societal norms. These shows aren't afraid to tackle difficult or controversial subjects, whether it's religion, politics, race, or gender dynamics. I'd argue that adult cartoons are some of the most important cultural critics we have today. They use humor to address uncomfortable truths, and in doing so, they create a space for audiences to reflect on the world around them. Take South Park, for instance. It's infamous for its willingness to offend everyone, regardless of political affiliation, religion, or social status. And that's precisely why it works. Matt Stone and Trey Parker have always said that their goal is to be equal opportunity offenders. In a world where people are increasingly divided along ideological lines, South Park cuts through the noise by poking fun at everyone. It doesn't pick sides, it just holds up a mirror to society and says, "Look at how ridiculous we all are." That's a huge part of what makes adult cartoons like South Park so powerful. They're able to deconstruct complex issues in a way that's both accessible and entertaining. Whether they're making fun of politicians, corporations, or even the average person, these shows force us to take a step back and question our own beliefs. They don't give us easy answers, and that's what keeps us coming back for more. But let's also talk about the longevity of these shows. As Marcus mentioned, adult cartoons have this incredible ability to adapt and stay relevant over time. Family Guy has been on the air since 1999, South Park since 1997, and The Boondocks, while it didn't run as long, has had a lasting impact on the culture. What's amazing about these shows is how they've been able to evolve with the times. They started in the late 90s, but they've kept up with changes in technology, politics, and social dynamics, all while maintaining their original spirit. And this is where nostalgia plays a big role, both for adult cartoons and for Tubi movies. Many of us who grew up watching Family Guy or South Park in the early 2000s are now adults, and we're still watching these shows. They've become a part of our lives, and they're tied to our memories of growing up. That sense of nostalgia is incredibly powerful, and it's something that platforms like Tubi are tapping into. Tubi offers viewers a chance to relive their favorite shows and movies from the past without having to pay for them. And because Tubi's catalog is so vast, it gives people the opportunity to discover new content as well. It's like going to a video store and browsing the shelves, something we don't get to do anymore in the age of streaming. That's part of the magic of Tubi. Combines the convenience of streaming with the joy of discovery that many of us miss from the days of renting DVDs or VHS tapes. Another important factor in Tubi's success is its focus on accessibility. As the other panelists mentioned, people are getting tired of paying for multiple streaming services. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, HBO Max, it's a lot to keep track of, and it adds up. Tubi offers a completely free alternative, and that's appealing to a wide range of viewers. Whether you're a college student on a budget or a family trying to save money, Tubi gives you access to a massive library of content without asking for a subscription fee. And what I love about Tubi is how it caters to different tastes and preferences. Just like how adult cartoons push the envelope with their humor and social commentary, Tubi offers a diverse range of content that appeals to all kinds of viewers. Whether you're into adult cartoons, indie films, classic movies, or niche genres, Tubi has something for everyone. And because it's free, you can explore without any financial commitment. That's a big deal in today's streaming market, where subscription fatigue is becoming a real problem. So why is Tubi taking over? Simple: accessibility, variety, and value. Tubi offers something that other platforms don't: free content with minimal ads and a diverse library that caters to all kinds of tastes. And as more people discover the platform, it's only going to keep growing. Just like adult cartoons have found a way to stay relevant over the years, Tubi is positioning itself as the go-to streaming service for people who want quality content without the price tag. In the end, I think both adult cartoons and Tubi represent a shift in how we consume entertainment. People are looking for content that's thought-provoking, funny, and accessible. Adult cartoons give us that through their irreverent humor and sharp satire, while Tubi gives us the freedom to explore a world of content without having to worry about subscriptions or fees. Thanks for joining us today on the Good Advice Giver podcast. Don't forget to download this episode and stay tuned for more insightful discussions. See you next time.
Podcast conclusion. This wraps up today's episode of the Good Advice Giver podcast, where we explored the impact of adult cartoons and why Tubi movies is rising in popularity. Be sure to download today's episode and stay tuned for more great content from our team.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.